What is going on, guys? Welcome back for another video. So today I'm here working on the IS. It is coming along perfect. It's taking just a little bit too long for me. It's been almost a year now, but this thing is turning out absolutely insane. Let's go check it out. So for starters, did the PHR ABS delete kit. So it has the bias valve adjuster down there, so I can make this go to the front or the rear tires, depending on what I want to do. I'm also going to do the line lock kit. We'll see. This is a PHR power steering reservoir. So tapped into the line down here, and then I got this really sick fitting from PHR. Let me go grab a flashlight. So PHR has this little fitting you can run for your pump. So that's there. The return line is down on the side there next to the IAC. IAC is built into the throttle body. So this is a Ford IAC that's there. End up capping off right there for the power steering feed line. I had a bung welded to my upper water neck for a coolant temp. That's going to go to the ECU Masters Black. And then I modified the stock rail. So we got dash 6 there. And then kept the factory feed right there. And then underneath of all of this, between right there it is. So you see the little bolt down there. So that is my fuel pressure regulator right between the rail. So I have nice access to that. So if I have to raise fuel pressure, lower it, whatever it may be, I can access it, but it's not mounted to the firewall. It's going to look clean. There's a throttle body, made custom intake. Ended up putting the dipstick on the inside through there. I have a bracket on the bottom. The wheel is here. All of the line is routed underneath all the way through until the last cylinder and goes inside. We used a Toyota Land Cruiser. They're a lot longer, so I ended up mounting that up there. Got my dash 10 bungs welded on. That's going to go to the catch can, which is going to go right where that factory battery location is. Got rid of all the teal and notched this guy out so that way I could have room for the throttle body for the throttle position sensor, also Ford. So wired that up. Everything's under the box. It's got a patch harness from Figs Engineering. Other than that, a lot of the stuff I kept the same, just kind of cleaned up, reloomed all the harness and everything. I don't know what the guy was thinking when he made this water neck, but whatever, it works. It's away from the turbo. Got a fresh rebuild on the 6262. Got rid of the CX Racing manifold that was on it. Got a treadstone. Ended up deleting the wastegate that was back here, so that's all welded up. The issue is that when it's back there, it gets only those back 3 runners, and then the front runners are there, so you might have a little bit of boost creeping issues. So I went ahead and put it right in the center. Got a new precision gate. Mac valve is wired up on the bottom there. All my lines come up through. In between, don't touch the manifold or anything. It's a nice and clean look. Feed we kept the same. Got rid of the ABS unit that was right there next to the turbo. Really dumb place for an ABS unit on a turbo car, because it gets very, very hot right there. So the only thing that I really got left is doing a Hellcat pump. So I'm going to do that, wiring a relay, because with the Hellcat pump, if you use the stock wiring, it'll just melt itself into pieces. So I'm going to do that, finish wiring up the ECU. I got a lot of that done already. Just got to pin everything and then relocate it. So I'm going to take out the airbag that's on the passenger side, and what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to remove that so the cover can come up really easily. ECU is going to sit right underneath, super clean. I'll show you guys once I start taking everything apart. Other than that, battery relocation and fluids, and we are running. So I'm fucking excited. Besides running, I do have to do fab work. So have to get a downpipe made, have to get a wastegate dump made, all intercooler piping, and then my buddies over at Car Shop D-Style, they're going to make me an intercooler. So it's a 2.5-inch coil rad core, and they make custom end tanks for it. So we're gonna do that and basically make this as clean as possible. So I don't know if you guys watched the beginning, but when I first got this car, the build was absolutely horseshit. The injector seats were all RTV'd in. I'll show a picture right here. They were just disgusting. And it's funny, the actual car was at Sound Performance. So when it was there, they ended up failing our pre-dyno inspection. They had a boost leak at the injectors. So of course his fix was to add a bunch of shitty RTV, and he had a couple that was bad and everything. He fixed that. And I bought the car untuned, and surprisingly enough, it made it all the way home 6 hours, doing like nasty pulls, burnouts, and all kind of shenanigans. So whatever. But engine was apart, did a fresh reseal on everything, intake manifolds, all the intercooler piping, all the exhaust. The exhaust was like some Velasquez special, you know, all hacked together garbage. So I'm just gonna do like an eBay catback, and then from the downpipe and wastegate and all that's gonna be different. So it'll be nice, I promise. Really hoping it sounds good. So with the log manifolds, you get kind of more of like a 1J sound, which I love. I just didn't have 1J money. So we're going to put that in, and just hope this thing sounds good. I know it's going to be a rowdy car. So I'm hoping for like 5, maybe 600 horsepower with the build. Everything should check out. Got 1000cc injectors, 525 pump, you know, flex fuel, the works. So I'm excited. One last thing of teal left. I'm going to get rid of that. But I picked up some stage wheels. They fit pretty decent on here. I don't know if I'm going to keep white on white. I'm not really a big fan. The body kits, the Meisters, all that stuff I sold off. I'm going to go with a body kit from Irving. He's the guy over at KBD. And then the paint and everything will get fixed up. There's like a little spot like on the fender. That's kind of disgusting. So I'm going to do that. Got the hiccups. So I'm going to do that, clean up everything. So I'm going to do probably like a BN style kit. Here's the harness. So I got a lot of this wired up already. There's our 2 main plugs. And then these are all my outputs and everything for all my sensors. So all of this has to get wired and cleaned up. That's going to go underneath where the heater core lines are and everything, and kind of tucked away in the back. And it's going to go in the grommet that's down there. So all that's going to go through. And hopefully clean everything up a little bit. But yeah, this bay looks so different compared to what it did. It really turned out awesome. So towards the end of the video, I am going to throw in a bunch of pics that I don't have, that I can't get to right now. Basically a lot of the stuff I refreshed, before, afters, showing where I mounted the fuel pressure regulator, the flex fuel, all of that, just so you guys can kind of see, because right now it's kind of hidden. It's accessible, but on a camera, very hard to get to on a camera. So I'll be sure to include those. So on the interior side of things, there's a couple bolts that hold the airbag in underneath of there, and then that factory dash panel there will just pop right off. That's where the ECU is going to be. Nice and out of the way, no crazy wires and lines everywhere. But putting all this back together today. Got rid of the gauges. It is 2022. If you have a standalone and you don't have a BTI, you are fucking up. So I'm gonna have a nice display up there. I don't know if I'm gonna go 7-inch or how I'm gonna mount it, but this guy literally drilled holes, and God, it was done so shittily. So shittily. But we coming back. The reason why I went with the Emu Black, look how small this thing is. You could put this thing anywhere. You could put this in your factory fuse box. You could put this pretty much anywhere you want to. And the features, it's got way more features than I will ever use. For instance, I'm just going to do 2-step and rolling anti-lag. I'm going to have those as options, but you can do so much more. And then I have a boost knob I'm gonna have mounted to like the center console section. So all you have to do is on the fly, like while you're driving, you can, it's like a little subwoofer knob, like how you have like your gains. So you can go up for bass or down, same concept, but for boost. So you're cruising, minding your own business, just trying to go to work or whatever. You're at 300, you know, trying to be conservative. Hellcat comes up next to you, or somebody's trying to, you know, give you the sauce. Just turn it a little bit to the right. You in business. So that should be fun. I'm really looking forward to that, having, you know, boost control on the fly. Super simple. Battery box for like 15 bucks. Gonna throw that in the trunk. Mount it up with a couple rib nuts. Make sure it's all secured. It's got a strap and everything that goes over the top. What do we have over here? Sheesh. There's the daily. The Sonic. That is honestly one of the best things that I ever did. Was got a cheap daily. Got the thing for like 2,000. Decent amount of mileage on it, but I've literally only put in gas and oil. I've done nothing. I've changed nothing. It's not a sought after car. It is manual, but it's not the turbo model. It's not anything, you know, too crazy. So I don't want to modify it. Basically, don't dick with your daily. If it's reliable, if it gets you to and from work and everything, it's all you need. Then you can start, you know, modifying and going ape shit for a year on this thing or whatever car you may get. But that is the key. And on this channel, I never did that. I always had my G35 Coupe, or I had my sedan. One of those things, like if you go to modify it, you gotta figure it out, because you have to get to work in the morning. This, I can do whatever I want to do. Doesn't matter, because I got that over there. It's gonna get me to and from work. It's a game changer. Absolute game changer. Get a daily. Don't dick with your daily. All right, guys. So I ended up leaving the other night. I'm back on day 2, finishing up for the night. ECU is already relocated. I'll go ahead and show you guys that in a second. Battery box is put in. I had a small battery, whatever the small one was for the IS, but I'm getting rid of that one, and I'm going with a 24F standard for all we do with like Supras and everything. Just a larger battery, more cold cranking amps, and just overall, you know, bigger, better. And it fits the box that I bought. So the box that I relocated to the trunk, it's a little bit larger than, let's say, like a factory one. So it's a 24F series, and I'll show you right now. So much larger battery. That's gonna go in the back of the trunk. Let's see if we can go in here. So everything is all in. And then back in this corner, you see I got my ECU and everything going through here. It's all across the back of the firewall. Can't see it if you look at it from this way. It's all tucked nicely. I'll show you a cool little trick I did.